What's up guys, this is Yacineygo and today I'm bringing you my Exosister combo video and deck profile featuring the new support. So this deck really got spoiled by Konami, I'm not gonna lie. It got two of the best support cards I have ever read, honestly, in several years at the very least for a deck like this one. And it's Exosister Bad Mater, which is a continuous spell card that is the ultimate one-card starter for the deck, but also it's a card that you can search mid-combos so that you can make even better boards, so that instead of relying on like two-card combos and stuff, everything now is a one-card combo, which is absolutely beautiful. That's what we need, right? And also Exosister Carmel, which is also completely correct. This card, like, it negates monstrous spell and shop cards, and also it transforms the effect of the card that you are negating into something that not only helps you out, but also helps you out, if that makes sense. You will understand really soon, but yeah, this deck is super fun to play. And it's also insanely good in the Genesis format. As a matter of fact, I want to say that this deck might get, unfortunately, banned in Genesis, at least one way or another, because it doesn't play any links, it doesn't play any pendulums, and for the most part, none of these cards really cost any points right now. But obviously, Carmel and Bad Mater are not going to come out until Burst Protocol, which is going to be the next core set, which I think is coming out in February or something like that. I forgot. But anyways, before we go any further into this deck list as well as the combos, friendly reminder to smash the like and subscribe button. It really motivates me a lot to keep making videos like these. And with that being said, let's get right into it. Alright, so for the deck list, I'm playing 3 Martha, 3 Pax, 3 Bad Mater, as well as 3 7 Tachyon. So that's clean 12 one-card starters, but there's also a bunch of other cards that can work with each other. So for example, if you got Ichiki, Sayori, Hime with literally any Exosister monster, that's full combo. And also if you got Ellis with any Exosister monster, that's also full combo, or Stella with any Exosister. That works. So yeah, these 7 cards can be semi-starters. It does depend on like what else is in your hand. So if you draw like too many like non-engine cards and one of these cards, it's not going to do anything. But Ichiki, Sayori, Hime is probably one of the better ones. And if you're going second, it can theoretically still be a starter, because you can go normal summon Ichiki, effect a search, and then go battle phase crash, search Martha, and then Martha effect. Because you can only use the effect of Martha in the hand if you control no monsters or only Xyz monsters. So if you control anything that isn't an Xyz, basically it's just not gonna work. Or if you control if you control no monsters, then it still works. So even if you control only Exosister monsters, it still doesn't work. It has to really just be Xyz monsters. So yeah, just keep that in mind. And also you cannot special summon monsters that aren't Exosister during the turn use Martha's effect, which is the reason why this deck, it doesn't really play any creative engines other than like the spirit monsters, because they normal summon themselves from the hand. But I mean, Ichiki, Sayori, Hime, that one, it actually does take up your normal summon, unless you control a monster with 800 attack or defense, in which case that it can normal summon itself from the hand. You could also play Sakitama, but unfortunately this card randomly has 900 defense, which is super annoying. If it had 800 defense, I would play one copy of it just so that Ichiki, Sayori would be a one-card combo. It is what it is. Anyways, for the other cards, 3 Ellis, 3 Ichiki, 1 Sophia with 1 Irene, which is the corresponding monster, as well as 1 Stella. It does take up your normal summon, so I don't really recommend playing any more than that. I think this lineup of Exosister starters is incredibly good, and it's as clean as it gets. Now for the non-engine, it's also very clean. I do like overall this deck list. I think it's very competitively viable, but I'm on 3 Fua, 3 Drool, 3 Ashri Imperm, and 3 Purge. The only confliction would be with Exosister Carmel, which is a dark monster, because it is kind of like the corrupted form, I believe, of Martha. So if you resolve Purge from the hand, then you can't use Carmel's effect until the rest of the duel, which is not the end of the world, because when you're using Purge, it's going to be going second. Unless, like, if you're going first, I recommend just setting the Purge from the hand. Unless, like, you plan on using everything about Carmel before you use the Purge, which is fine. But yeah, just keep that in mind, because apart from that, nothing really conflicts. All of your monsters are light. And yeah, I guess Typhon is dark, but like, who cares, right? And also some of your hand traps, like Ash and Shifter doesn't count, because yeah, you can't use Purge and then use Shifter. Like, yeah, Shifter has to be the very first card that you use in the duel, pretty much, because you can only use it while you have no cards in your grave. So yeah, I'm on, what's 18 non-engine, I think? No, 17, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, yeah, 16, 17. And then I'm playing 2 of the trap cards, which are not bricks. I was even considering at one point playing Temple of the Kings with 3 copies of Exosister Vadis. It's actually really cool. You get to use like the Vadis turn 1 so that you summon 2 monsters, and then it's full combo from there, and you can do so much. So it is really nice, but yeah, it's not really needed. But yeah, 40 cards, don't recommend going any more than that. And for the extra deck, there's definitely a lot of wiggle room. Like the Typhon, you're never really going to be summoning it. The Evil Storm Excite on Knight, it's not really a card that you're summoning because, you know, again, when you're summoning non-Exosister monsters, this is where your deck starts doing nothing because then you can't use Martha's effect, and honestly, without Martha, this deck is not playing much Yu-Gi-Oh! Not gonna lie. And then the Masquerade is not a card that you're summoning, but rather a card that you're revealing for 7 tachyon so that you can search your Martha. So, again, that makes sense. If you want to play like a, I don't know, like a rank 5 Fairy so that you can search lands the oppose game 1, that also works. Then 2 Magnifica, 3 Carmel, 3 Michaelis. You're going through these every single time. You're burning them at the speed of light. And Michaelis you can also summon on your opponent's turn with the evolution effect of your Exosister monsters, and that one just banishes a card. During the turn, it was XC summoned by using an Exosister monstrous material, so it's a great card. And then, yeah, 2 Caspatel, 1 Sophiel, 1 Gibrine. Sophiel is an Abyss Dweller, so if you want to play more copies, you can. And Gibrine, it bounces back an opponent's monster as a quick effect. It's not too bad. Hold on a second. Yeah, no, I may be stupid. Yeah, Gibrine is the Abyss Dweller. No, hold on a second. No, I wasn't lying. Yeah, no, this is the Abyss Dweller. This one, it's just like your monsters gain 800 attack. Your Xyz monsters. Might be an Auto Liger Dancer, maybe. I'm not sure, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, if your opponent summons Liger Dancer against you and you're playing this deck, you probably die, but yeah, hopefully with all of your hand traps, this shouldn't happen too often. But yeah, that's it for the combo. Sorry, the deck profile. Let's get into the combos now. Okay, so combo number 1, I have Exosister Martha as well as any discard. Look at what I can do. So special summon from the hand and then summon the Elise from the deck. And then you're going to be XC summoning for the Michaelis, which is going to be searching your Batmater, and then you activate that, and then you can search your deck for 2 Exosister monsters. So you're going to be searching for the Sophia as well as the Eren. You didn't normal summon yet, so you're going to be normal summoning the Sophia. And then at this point, you have 2 decisions. You either can choose to use Sophia's effect to draw a card first, and then normal summon the Eren, or you can normal summon the Eren with the effect of Batmater, and then use Sophia's effect. The difference is that if you normal summon the Eren before you use the draw effect of Sophia, you're playing hard into Nibiru, and if you do get nibbed, then, you know, it is what it is. You're going to be missing out on the draw one. However, if you do that, then you are getting 800 life points with Sophia. Because of the fact that there is no more time rules, there is no real incentive to gaining a mere 800 life points. So I just say screw it, like you usually should be drawing first, but I will be demonstrating here just how this is gaining 800 life points, but this is going to be summon number 5, so that's the reason why you have to be aware of that. It is playing a little harder into Nibiru. Summon number 6 is going to be Carmel. Again, this plays super hard into Nibiru, so that is what it is. And then, yeah, Carmel is going to be getting its end phase set, and then you're going to be XC summoning for Magnifica, and then, yeah, effect of Carmel is going to be setting the Vadis, and this is an unbreakable board. It is completely cracked because the Batmater is making the Vadis even more dangerous than it already is, but just in case your opponent is playing a deck that is not really turning on the effects of your Exosister monsters, Batmater is ensuring that it will happen, because whenever a monster is sent to your opponent's graveyard, even during the damage step, you can make your opponent banish one of them, and you're making the opponent move a card from the graveyard, which means that your Exosister monsters will be able to evolve, and then you can start summoning the nasty monsters like a Sophiel and Caspatel, so that you can Abyss Dweller and Sanafond your opponent out of the game. It also affects you, but like, who cares? This situation, I'm just showing how whenever there is a card that's sent to the graveyard, Batmater will trigger, and then you can Chain Vadis, summon your 2 Exosister monsters, and then on the resolution, these monsters are going to be seeing that the Batmater made the opponent banish the card, so that they will evolve, and then, you know, you can summon your 2 monsters, like I said, Sophiel and Caspatel are lingering effects, so no more card effects in the graveyard, normal special summons from the graveyard, and then you still got Magnifica, which can banish a card, and then you can evolve, you can downgrade the Magnifica into either the Michaelis or the what's his face? The Carmel, and then you can either negate something and then return back a monster from your graveyard to your hand. Obviously, it's your opponent that chooses. And then you can also just, go into Michaelis and then banish another card. So you can get 2 banishes, and then, yeah, a lot of disruptions here. It's just completely cracked. Combo number 2, I have Ichiki, Sayori, Hime, as well as any Exosister monster. It really doesn't matter which one. So even Eren, which is the crappiest one, it still works. So yeah, normal summon, and then extra normal summon for the Sayori. And that's not really that it's extra normal summon, but it just normal summons itself. And there's also not a lot of cards in the game that can really interact with a card that just says, like, normal summon it from the hand effect. Like, obviously, you can Gamma it. I will say, however, that Perulia wipes the floor with this deck. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But Meows does nothing, at the very least. But yeah, Fua is also pretty good against it. It's not the end of the world. I think Perulia is a little harder. It depends, I guess. Anyways, overlay for Michaelis, and then search your deck for Batmater, and then activate, search your deck for the Stella as well as Sophia. And then, yeah, summon the Martha, summon the Stella from the deck, and then extra normal summon for Elise if you're really greedy and you just want more life point gains. as because at this point you do have Elise, which is the sister of Stella, so you do gain 800. And then, yeah, you're drawing a card with the Sophia, and then overlay for Carmel, which is the Omni Negate, so Nibiru doesn't beat you, but you could have just rushed the Carmel before you make the other rank 4, it really just... And then, yeah, Caspatel is going to be searching for follow-up, and then you can overlay for Magnifica, and you also have... You have your Negate already, and then you got the End-Phase search, the End-Phase set off of Carmel. I don't know why you ended the replay there, but... Yeah, just don't forget that you're getting Vadis or Returnia, which can be a double banish. It's really broken in case you already have all the Xyz monsters in the world, and you don't really need to, like, you know, transform into Xyz monsters on your opponent's turn. So yeah, it depends on the context, but this is really good. And also, again, the fact that you're ending with follow-up in the hand, and you're drawing a card, so yeah, you needed 3 cards at first, you ended on 2 cards, but you also had, like, 1 extra rank 4, so it is better than just drawing Martha and 1 discard, in case you're wondering. So combo number 3, I'm going to be drawing the Batmater as well as any Exosister monster, and since Eren is usually the worst, I'm going to be drawing that, and I'm going to show how Nibiru literally backfires when you play around it. It's actually hilarious, but yeah, the Batmater is going to be searching the Martha as well as Sophia, because drawing a card is always nice, right? But yeah, summon the Elise, and then overlay right away for the Carmel, and then that is going to be getting its End-Phase set. It's even better than getting an End-Phase search, right? Because if you're under Droll and Logbird, you're still getting access to Vadis and stuff like that. Now, also under Batmater, this is completely insane. So if your first search is off of... If you have Batmater in your opening hand, no hand trap really beats you. It just... You can't lose. You can't ogre the effect of search because it doesn't activate while it's already on the field. It's just like you activate the card, you search 2 cards. Not a lot of cards can really interact with that. Again, there's Cyframe Delta, and then you can't use another one because it does say you can only use each effect of the card name once per turn. It's not you can only activate. It is what it is, but whatever. And it's normal summon your Sophia, and then draw a card, and then normal summon again for the Erin. And if your opponent is crazy enough to nib you, this is where it's going to happen. So you go Negate, and then the Batmater is going to be... sorry, not the Batmater. The Carmel is going to be making you recycle back a monster from the graveyard to the hand because of the negation. And then both of your Exosister monsters can trigger to evolve into other Exosister monsters. So you can go into Caspatel and Michaelis. You can search for a spell or trap card. You can search for a monster. You can make the Magnifica. And then you're also setting another trap card. So you get both the Vadis as well as the Returnia. And honestly, if your opponent didn't nib you, it would have been the exact same outcome. It's just that you would have not had the interruption, sorry, the Exosister in the hand, and the Carmel still would have been on the field. So it would have been like a little different, but yeah, honestly, getting nibbed here, it almost helps you out. Like this is absolutely beautiful to look at, you know, 2 trap cards, Magnifica, this is magnificent, and then infinite cards in hand. Like, you are for sure getting killed next turn, my friend. Yeah, this deck is not letting you survive like ever, and it's pretty much one of the best shifter decks out there. It doesn't really interact with the graveyard too much, but you do have like a shortage of monsters eventually, so just keep that in mind. Cards like Regeki, Darkhold, they do apply a lot of pressure against this deck. Yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know how you feel about Exosister and its new support in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.